Morning, everybody. Hey now, welcome to the Gold Standard Live Time Drive Morning Radio Show on February the 11th, 2026. A little bit late this morning at 6:52 a.m. on the Gold Standard Live Mobile Radio Network. And we're going to take a look at the markets today. The crypto market especially has been trading down again this morning, as it's been the case the last several weeks that the crypto market has been trading down. And we're going to look at the 1 hour time snapshot here in a minute. But looking at the broad market right now, market cap is down 2.12%, down to $923 billion for the total crypto market cap, as it's been bleeding, slowly but surely bleeding down over the past couple of weeks to couple of months, about a half a year now, since about late July, early August of 2025. AMP has been getting slaughtered. DGB, the two coins that I thought were going to be the biggest win, will be at some point a big turnaround, or at least that's what I'm theorizing right now. If we look at the DGB is even on the day. It's getting slaughtered though this year. Bitcoin is down 2.74% on the early morning 6:53 a.m. on the Drive Time Radio Show, as the markets are opening in pre-market across the United States. And the Dow Jones and NASDAQ and all the major players in the pre-market right now. Bitcoin is sitting at $66,900. It's sitting, and we'll see when we take a look at the snapshot, it's sitting on the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame. That's a critical support level, because if you break that, there's big downside risk, right? So you got to stay on top of that in the short term to stay bullish. You can see Ethereum is down big, the biggest one, down 3.34%, or it's sitting there at $1,948. XLM is down 3.25%, sitting just above 15 cents. XRP now has slipped below $1.38, sitting at $1.37, and it's sitting down 1.88% this morning, right? And if we start looking at the sphere, what we got going on here, and we're going to take a look at the XRP price to start this morning off, looking at the 1 hour time frame. This is the 1 hour time frame snapshot, right? And you can see you got your major underneath support is down there at 89 cents. You're sitting just below the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame right now in XRP, and that's a very critical, because you can see where you made that quick bottom at about $1.12. I think it says the swing low was there before you rallied back to a textbook market structured place, which would be the 200-day and the weekly, and that's where you bounce back up to quickly. And sat along it for several days there, and now you've slipped below, and this is going to be a critical time in the short of the XRP price. Can you get back on top of that 200-day, use that as a new local support, and try to bounce towards the 50-day and the daily, which is up there at $1.88, right? Can you do that? That's a critical question. Oh, welcome everybody. I see there's 14 people on here. Good morning at 6:55 in the morning on February the 11th. That's a critical market structure for XRP in the short term. If you don't get back above that 200-day, sitting at $1.47 and green horizontal left to right, you will quickly make a double bottom at $1.12, and then you would be looking at potentially coming to a swing low at 89 cents, like that, in the blink of an eye. So it's very, very critical what we're going to be looking at there with the XRP price, right, in the short term. And if you're a short-term trader, if you're trading this actively, if you're an active trader, those are your levels to watch. If you stay below this 200-day and get a harsh rejection, you're coming at least at the bare minimum to $1.12 retest of a double bottom, if not coming down to 89 cents over the next month, right? If we can get some buyers to come back in and pop this back up across that 200-day, you can make a legitimate run up to the $1.88 or the 50-day in the daily in the XRP price. Hey, how you doing? Oh, somebody that I keep forgetting. They've asked me about Luna and Luna Classic, and I can't stress or make myself clear enough. Luna or Luna Classic was Luna before she went belly up and went down 99.9999999% down. You should never be in that. You should run as far away from that as possible. And if you're watching any channel, investor, anybody telling you to buy Luna or Luna Classic or a Celsius token or any of these other fugazi, nonsensical tokens that went bankrupt, run as far away from them as you can, and never take any advice for anything, right? Because they're lying to you, they're trying to sell you something, and they're manipulating you. Stay away from that. Far, far away. Okay? Far, far away, Dan. All that shit. Stay away from that garbage. Shit coins. Shit. You can see the XLM here as we work along 6:57 a.m. because I'm going to be pulling into work shortly. We're approaching a little bit late again this morning. We got to get our shit together. But you can see XLM is the same thing. It bounced off of the 15-cent level, which is a critical support level because you're well below the 200-day and the weekly at 21 cents. You can see we're well below that. We're well below the 50-day. All the major moving averages in the daily and the weekly time frame. XLM is extremely below it. That's why we're extremely bearish ever since that 63-cent top that you had last year after the, I believe it was, who was it? It was one of the big hedge funds released their quarterly statement on how much XLM they accumulated, and you had almost a 200% move in 24 hours accumulated to blow off top to 63 cents, and the gold standard warned you that an extended bear market consolidation was coming and there would be great buying opportunities, and not to FOMO in last year. But I don't know how many people actually heeded the gold standard's warning, and now you're sitting here just above 15 cents. Yeah, that's right. You heard that correctly. Just above 15 cents. When last year at this time, we were sitting at 63 cents, and everybody thought the thing was going to the moon. But the gold standard said, no, not so fast. He's going down, because that's the market cycle and the market manipulation and the way these things move in cryptocurrencies. And now we're sitting there at just about 15 cents, bouncing off a critical support level that the gold standard had highlighted on his chart for 12 to 13 months, right? It's been there for a year, and now we've come back down to it. Now the question is, do we come down to 7 cents, or do we bounce up to 18 to 21 cents here in the short term? That's the question. And that question will be answered as soon as we retest this 15 cents. And that's a gold standard approved message. You can take that to the bank, right? Become a member of Jabroni Killer. It's as cheap as $3.99 a month. It keeps these daily lifetime radio shows going every day. And we're looking to expand and build a studio in our house to have a real lifetime drive radio in-house show where we can do nightly market closes, right? With nice computers and graphics and all that kind of fancy stuff that everybody likes. But we need to get at least 100 members of Jabroni Killers before we can even attempt this. We only have 12 right now. So if we can get up to 100 at $3.99 a month, we can start making this transition into becoming a morning radio show and a evening radio show and TV network and broadcast to give you the best market information that you guys need to trade these markets, right? We're expanding. Good morning to you too. We're expanding. We're looking for support, and we're going to continue to grow our operation as well on Facebook, Gold Standard, Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, right? And we have a weather page on there where we're massively expanding our audience. Not only massive, we're almost to 30,000 followers, right? Getting millions of views a week, tens of millions of views a month, hundreds of millions of views a year. And we're going to be expanding there too. And we're going to be building studios, and we're going live, and we're going big time. The gold standard is going to make a difference on this planet via Facebook, via YouTube, via the information, right? And that's what we're looking to do here. Good morning to everybody. Let's look at one more. What do we got here? What is this? Oh, the Ethereum before we go, because I'm fashionably late to work today, and there's no bones about it, right? I can't hide it. I should be there at 7:01, should be there at 7 o'clock, and we're just getting off of Ford Boulevard right now. We're Ford Drive via the 403 out of the 401, right? Out of the 401 to the 403 to the 402, the gold standard's going to work, right? And that's what we do here in the morning. But you can see in Ethereum here, we're sitting just above the support on that blue support box. And I widened it out on the hour time frame where you can see the bottom of that, where I think you're eventually going, is sitting there at 1,021, the bottom part of this blue support and resistance box. And then you can see the top part of it where we bounced off of it is at about $2,000 and change, and we're sitting just above that right now, and that's your critical spot in the XLM or in the Ethereum price. If you can stay above that, you can make a local pump up to maybe $2,400, right? If not, you're going to get into that blue trading and support resistance box, and that's when you become very choppy, and that's when you have very big downside risk. If you dip into that blue support and resistance box, that the top part of it, you can see where it nibbled at it, but it had ferocious rally because it's a technical level coming from above to a support level. You briefly bounce at the bare minimum, but if you get back into there and get into that blue support and resistance zone, you will quickly, swiftly, and fastly trade down to the bottom part of that range at about $1,800 and change, right? But if you can stay on top of it, you can make a rally up to potentially in the short term $2,400 and change. And silver and gold bullion, we're pumping this morning. We'll get into that in a video, but we're pulling in the work. We're gonna have to let you go, and we're gonna sign off here. And once again, the Vincenzo Gold Standard Radio Network appreciates your support and listen to the live drive time radio show, Market Talk and Money Making this morning, February the 11th, 2025. We will be back for another live broadcast, February 12th, 2026, 6:45 a.m. on the Vincenzo Gold Standard mobile radio compound studio. J